With great love, a great respect, I welcome all of you once again to our meditation session. As usual, this week we will be talking about your life and the chakra and the square. But also beside that, we will be talking about how long can you have happiness, how long can you have distress, and how long is suffering. Most of us think sometimes the suffering is long, but it can be very short sometimes, and we don't know that. And happiness also, when we're enjoying it, we don't realize suffering is waiting up ahead. It's also very important that we understand something about love. Before we get into this chakra stuff and all, everybody you meet in your love life, everybody you married to, every person that you met in your love life, in terms of love, is someone from your past life. So remember, he or she is from your past life. And the reason why is because there are certain lessons that the soul, your soul, have to learn. Right? Now I like when people are matched together. It's amazing why they're matched. Right? And God forbid you meet your soulmate, which is someone exactly like you. And then you're going to see your whole self like you see yourself in a mirror. Everything that the person is doing, you hate. But it's also the things that you're doing that the person hates. Right? So what happens now is in love life, the universe or God is trying to say, okay, if you're like this, we're going to send you this kind of person. So if you think you're always right, what kind of person you'll attract? The person who's going to tell you you're wrong. So in love life, we have to understand that if we fight it, we are going to end up in more misery. You have to understand why you have that person in your life. The reason why you have that person in your life is to teach you lessons and for you to teach them lessons. Right? So, if you have someone who says, okay, I'm not religious, but you're religious, that person have to learn to become religious, and you have to learn that you cannot make everybody religious. Right? Some people have different ways of being religious. Not everybody can be religious the same way. Not everybody have to come to the Swami, or not everybody have to be religious, or to go to the Christian or be religious, or Hindu to be religious. Religiousness can occur in different ways. So if you're a religious person and you're trying to change somebody and you're having difficulty, it's because you have to realize that religion has different paths. So you learn lessons too while you're living with that person. Right? If you met somebody who is exactly like you're 7 and they're 7, it means that you have a lot of things to learn about yourself. So that means that they're going to tell you exactly, do the exact thing that you're doing. Okay? So when you meet the person, let's say now a 6 meets a 9, or a 9 meets a 5, whatever. But what is the karma of that? Why did they meet? And it's because of the lessons that you have to learn. So if we look at our relationship as a teaching, a lesson of life, a teaching lesson of life, you will never be unhappy. Because when you look at your relationship, for example, if you're 2 and a 1, right? 2 and 1 is 3 of childishness. It means you'll quarrel for every little thing. Or you will get disturbed and everything. Now what is the 2? The 2 likes to have attention, but also the 2 likes to say things sometimes which they don't mean. And the one thinks that everybody who talks to her or him have to mean what they say. So now there's conflict, right? The one says, no, I'm going to tell you what to do. And the two says, no, you can't tell me what to do. I'm going to do what I feel like, right? And so the two have to learn that they can't do everything they feel like, and the one has to learn that they can't dominate everybody. The same thing with the 9, and let's say the 6. 9 is opposite to 6. So totally opposite people, right? For sure they will not listen to each other. But somehow they're not going to be able to leave each other. Because the 6 threatens to leave, but never leave. And the 9, of course, says you're going to leave, but never leaves also. So now they have to work it out. No? They have to, like the sandpaper and the wood. The sandpaper is sanding and the wood is getting smoother, and the wood is also erasing some of the sand on the sandpaper. So eventually both of them get smooth. And eventually they learn their lesson. So now, I've told you already that some people came to see me and they keep ending up with the same partner. They leave a number 7, they end up with another number 7. They leave a number 5, they end up with another number 5. Because they haven't learned their lesson. So if you're looking for an ideal partner, right? If you're looking for an ideal partner, then you have to become that ideal person yourself. So you are going to get the kind of partner that you reflect in your own personality. For example, if you hate drunkard people, what kind of partner you get? A drunkard. If you hate Muslims, what kind of partner you get? Muslim. Same thing with religion and so on, right? And if you're racially discriminated, you hate black people, what kind of person you get in your life? Very simple. It's called karma. In other words, you create the karma when you make your wishes, when you make your feelings of hate, feelings of desire, feelings of I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like that. It comes into your life. Once you accept everybody as equal, once you accept all human beings are equal, and you accept somebody as an individual person, for example, you treat each person that you meet differently, but with love as the common ground. For example, I know Jenny is 9. No, this one here. Jenny. Yeah, Jenny is 9. So I know sometimes she will change her mind a lot. I also know that she's full of energy, right? So I will treat her like that. See? Or I know Tony is 2, so I know he likes sweet food and so on. You know, so I know what he likes, things like that. Or I know that also he likes to be praised. He may not admit it, but he likes to be praised. All right, and Miguel also. He wants everybody to talk good about him all the time, right? Right. So now, the whole idea is according to your like Linda, I would praise her children, because she's a 3. She loves her children to be praised. She loves her children to be good, and so on. So everybody is treated differently, right? And each person, when you treat them differently, you treat them like that, the most beautiful person will come into your life. So that's why we have karma with love. But now, let's say you're quarreling now. It's a 9 and let's say a 9 and a 4. Now the 4 is very, very rigid. 4 likes things down to earth, strict, everything. But 9, they are very far from rigid. They will go here one minute, then they go here the next minute, they go here. A 4 goes very straight. Right? So let's say they're together and they're quarreling. what should the four do? The four has to learn to accept change, because the four doesn't like to change. So the four have to learn. So whatever the person is quarreling about, or the husband or wife is quarreling about, they have to accept the change. And what should the 9 do? Try to stabilize a little bit.
Stabilize.
Right.
7 and 4. 7 and 4. It's the same.
7 of 8 comes out to 2. They both love each other, but 4 will not express it and 7 will not express it. In other words, 4 will treat everything with anger, with temper. And 7 will treat everything, they don't want to speak inside, they want to keep everything inside. They don't want to speak their feelings. Right? And 4 says, why don't you tell me? Right? And 7 says, well, I didn't know that you wanted to know. You know? So again, so they fight like that. So again, what does 7 has to learn? Expression. Expressing themselves. And what the 4 has to learn? You don't have to get angry at everything.
What about 3 and 4?
3 and 4. One is childish, one is rigid. Right? The 3 is very playful. The 4 is not. The 4, if the 3 criticizes the 4 gets mad. So what happens now is the 4, he wants to stay home. The 3 wants to socialize. Right? The 3 wants to go all over the place, and the 4 wants to stay home and have a nice thing at home, and then there's that conflict. What does the 4 have to learn? Have to learn a little socializing, and the 3 have to learn. Not everybody listens to you. The 3 wants to be listened to, and the 4 doesn't listen. Right? The 4 has to learn right. So the 3 have to learn that not everybody can listen, not have to listen to you. So that's a combination. So you see so when they fight for those reasons. I can predict all your fights. I can tell you why you fight. All the things that you fight for, I can tell you. Because it's in your relationship. So when you're fighting, what do? Just try to work with it and accept it. You know, and when the person is calm, then tell them to listen. You know, you fight that day because you thought I wasn't listening to you. Rather than listen to you. Yeah. So fighting is really something that you should not lose your life over it. You know. Fighting is a way of correction, making the 2 people come closer.
I think everyone gets what everyone needs. Whatever you need.
God gives you the right partner that you need. Right. So if you say you want an Indian wife, you're going to end up with an Indian wife. If you want a religious wife, you're going to end up with a religious wife. That's what you need. If you got indigestion and so on. The problem with the world today is everybody's paying for knowledge too much. If you notice that as we rob people more money, we get more sick. As more people become greedy, there's more hospitals. In other words, when you take money unreasonable, you end up spending it in the doctor. It's because people are robbing people. And so what happens now is you'll find that as the world gets more greedy and people start to take unreasonable money for things, and they rob the people, the more hospitals are coming. That means that we spend our excess money on, whenever we take money like that, it goes to the sickness and so on. So with great love, with great respect, I want to welcome all of you today.